Welcome back, Halligans, to another episode of Movie Hell in an undisclosed remote location. This time, I, Ryan, with my co-host Joe, will be talking about The Amateur for 2025. We've tried to record this before and did a terrible job.
It's not
We're
good.
doing it again in the middle of the night, several hundred miles away from home, because that'll be better.
Yeah, we're switching it up. It's gonna make all the difference in the world right here.
But we've got notes, so
That's not gonna hurt either.
no. So I was trying to describe this to Kim because I wanted her to watch it with me. I actually think she would like it, but it is.
Is it because she likes bad movies? No, that's not. I'm not. That's not. I'm sorry. That's not a.
It is would you call it a spy thriller? I would call it a thriller-ish type thing. Yeah,
It's in the same realm you're gonna get as like a Bourne Identity.
Sure.
World. Like it feels like. I mean, it is the CIA we're dealing with.
yeah.
There are some things going on. Not. I mean, they try to make it sound like there's some super global political things, and I mean to be
Shenanigans, which are kind of inconsequential. I mean, they matter, but they're tangential to the main events of the movie.
Yeah, it's what it's. Well, we'll get into it.
It's basically entirely a call to action for a hero, right? Like the whole thing. So the movie follows Rami Malek's character Charles Heller, who is a CIA analyst, with his beautiful wife, played by Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane herself.
Yep, the new Lois Lane.
Yep,
Not the crazy one from Christopher Reeve, but not different one.
That's mean. She is Sarah Heller. I don't know what she does. I don't know if they say what she does. Some kind of reporter.
No, there is
journalist?
no.
But she travels.
Mm-hmm.
There's some reason why she travels. She's trying to get him to come with. They show you some cutesy moments of them like, you should come with me. And they have flashbacks through that kind of explore their relationship, but it's very much a show but don't tell thing.
Kind of. They don't. So
they don't explicitly say a lot of what's going on, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, this was one of the things that I had trouble with in this movie, is trying to come up with a reason to care about these characters. There's this husband and wife, and you get a very short glimpse of their relationship in the beginning of this movie. So it starts out with him. He's unpacking, it looks like engine parts. You come to find out it's for a plane. Very, very sweet thing. One of these flashbacks that his wife has gotten him this present. So I mean, yeah, whatever they're doing, they're apparently both doing well. You don't just give your spouse a plane and
Yeah, it's also odd that they're both living in this like really nice farmhouse, like a very home and gardens kind of, like everything is this chic. I hate to use that word, but it's like this retro kind of, but tasteful. I don't know. It's just like exactly what you would expect to see when you see like a staged farmhouse. Like there's none of like the dinginess that you would have from an actual farmhouse. It's all like very clean, very nice. Like what is old is there in a tasteful way, and it's just like, oh yeah, relatable, right? CIA analyst,
super relatable,
globe trotting, whatever she does, like just your normal everyday, work in the big city, but live on like this huge property with this big house at some age, because Rami Malek can pass for like 21,
right, up
through 44, which he apparently actually is.
That's crazy to me. So it starts out, he's in this, little barn, whatever. He's unpacking this stuff, but when you think of people who do that, who are going to work on an engine, and they're going to go into their garage or wherever, and they're going to start doing stuff, you don't feel that they're going to be dressed in like their button-up work shirt, and which my first thought was, I don't think that's believable. But then as I realized through watching the movie, I mean, that's kind of his character. Yeah. And so I think it is the very beginning of them trying to build up who this individual is.
Well, and also that he's like jumping into it right away, just in whatever he has. Like he's not changing himself. Which is kind of a theme of the movie, actually. Not really changing who he is to fit the situation. Maybe they did that on purpose. Maybe they're giving them way more credit than they deserve.
Maybe. But in the beginning, you're just very small bits about, like he said already, with his wife offering for him to go with her, him turning her down, which you come to find out through some of the flashbacks. Or him speaking about it.
He says it at one point that he never goes with her.
Right, but she always offers.
Yeah.
That's like the thing. So it's not like it was he had this one opportunity and he just turned it. No, it's kind of their thing that she offers, he says no, she goes and does her work thing. It's not like anything that is, ridiculous. He goes through a period of time. Well, what obviously we haven't even talked about what happens, and this is going to have some spoilers. Are we just getting into it like that, or?
Yeah, I mean the rest of the setup for the movie is just going through. Well, I mean it's not a spoiler. I don't think. I
don't think it's a spoiler for that, but I mean, like
his wife is killed and he's pulled in. I think it's on the cover. Like it's the synopsis. His wife is killed. Mm-hmm. He's trying to figure out what's going on and trying to hold somebody accountable.
Yeah,
he does. It's a CIA analyst being pulled into something he does not normally do, which helps with relatability. Like Bourne was relatable because you're coming into it from like nobody knows what's going on, not even him, and he's discovering this stuff about himself and trying to find his past. But also, like, maybe for me some of it hits because I've been playing some mystery games lately, including some that don't even tell you what the control scheme is. Like, you have to figure everything out. So it's like, I don't mind a movie like this where there's a lot of silence. You just see people doing stuff. Like, it's not very cerebral or difficult to follow, but it's, kind of a psychological thriller kind of thing. There is some action, but not a whole lot. Mostly it's about people not understanding where somebody's coming from. I feel like, like the guys who are violent are expecting him to turn into a violent person, but him continuing to be who he's always been, this like super smart guy, is what ultimately helps him to kind of navigate this world. Right? Like it's not the conventional way you would expect some of this stuff to go. Like there are a few reveals about what he's been doing, but I would say if you can find it, I would watch it. As of when we saw it, you could only buy it, basically. I think I bought it through YouTube because I had some credits. But other than that, I couldn't find it anywhere for rent. I doubt it's released physically.
You might have been able to get it on that library app or go to the library and get it.
Yeah, maybe.
Potentially there. I don't know if we looked.
I think I looked on Just Watch and it maybe it didn't bring up Hoopla. Maybe sometimes it just doesn't, but anyway, if you can find it and get it without paying like $30 for it, watch it. Otherwise, maybe watch a certain point into this and then stop. And then go buy it if you're going to. But from here on out, we'll just go through the story, what we liked, what we didn't like, and you're at your own peril.
Pretty much. So yeah, I mean, it kind of gets right into it. It doesn't take long before the big reveal of her getting killed, and I kind of, as I watched it this time, I think Rami Malek did an okay job selling it. Selling that very short period of time they had right after before he kind of gets really swept up into it.
I liked him. Yeah, I noticed that he had like some vibrato in his voice. Like it sounded like his voice was trembling in certain scenes where it's like he should be way more scared than he is. You know what I mean? Like when he's talking to certain people, like when his wife has just been killed and he's like, no, we need to call her. We need to do this. Like somebody needs to be held accountable. There's like a tremor in his voice the whole time, and that I noticed because I've watched it twice now that started to go away towards the end. Like the more comfortable he's getting, the more he's accepting like kind of what he's doing. I like that. I don't know if that was direction that was given to him or he just decided to do that. I think Rachel Brosnahan was well cast for what she is. She makes a good like dream girl. So, like the scenes that they have together seem believable.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
they're not like a weird mismatched couple. I've seen a lot of movies where the couples don't really seem
like Adam
sense.
Sandler and every wife he has or girlfriend in any movie he's ever had, like that.
Like Adam Sandler and Salma Hayek, stuff like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Or Adam Sandler and Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah,
that was like one of the. It was wild. No, yeah, I think they did a really good job with that in this.
Yeah, the casting was great. I thought Lawrence Fishburne. Holt McCallany as either Chief Moore or Director Moore because he's
assistant director, maybe something like that.
He's referred to as Chief. This may be some like insider stuff that's what you call the assistant director, but on IMDb it calls him Director Moore. I think he has a fantastic voice, which I didn't really appreciate the first time through. And my favorite character would be John Bernthal in this. He's in it for like 10 minutes maybe,
if even that,
and I loved it. And I looked him up to see what his character name is because they never said it in the movie. It just refers to him as the bear, and I love it. I love it. He plays like a spy, basically. Like the analysts are sitting around talking. They're like, "Oh, who's that?" It's like, that's the most dangerous man in this building. Yeah. And he doesn't really talk about what he does. He's very like casual. He's like, hey, just blowing in, blowing out. Like, I'm here for a little while. Gonna go kiss my daughter. And
go home, be with my kids, and like just a regular dad day at the office kind of a thing. Only his day at the office is. Well, I don't know that. I mean, that's how they refer to him. But later on, in the best scene in the entire movie, that if for nothing else is worth it to get to this scene.
Yeah.
With. Not Hendo, Heller and him, I guess, the bear.
The bear.
And it's Heller has done all these things at this point, and I know I'm jumping around, but he meets up with this person he knows. I mean, I know he's in the CIA, but to imagine to meet somebody, which we all know there's no coincidence here that he meets him there.
Yeah.
But it's in some rundown dive bar in Russia.
And it's like he happens to be walking out the door and runs into him. And he's like, hey, imagine you running around like, out here in the big bad city or whatever.
Right.
And he just goes effortlessly between what sounds to me like fluent Russian.
Mm-hmm.
He could be just speaking total gibberish because apparently that's what
Russian sounds like.
Mr. Miyagi did. Like, apparently what he did was just gibberish. They're just like, sound Japanese. He was like, oh, okay. And he just was like, that sounds Japanese. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, now I have to go back.
I'd like to think that he has a
and watch that again. I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
I only know that because I was at a bar one time and I was talking to this couple and they had a Japanese exchange student and they made her watch the Karate Kid.
Okay.
They're like, you have to see this movie. And it's like, you are such douchebags. But they said that like partway through the movie, she was like, he's not saying anything, right? He's just making noises. He's just making Japanese sounding noises. And they're like, what? No, you gotta be kidding me.
That makes it so
like he's
much
Japanese
better.
And they looked it up. It's like he was born in Sacramento or something.
Right. I mean, he looks Japanese. But
yeah. That's because 100 years ago his family was.
Right. That's beautiful. That's brilliant. I love it.
But yeah, that scene is fantastic. But so the movie is he's talking to one of the issues that I had. He, as an analyst, it's like showing his day. And one of the things he's doing is talking to this asset called Inquiline.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem that I have with that is I don't know that would be the job of an analyst. From my understanding, an asset would be run by a case officer. They would not be talking directly to an analyst unless maybe there was some reason. I mean, it's established later that this has been a long-standing relationship with the CIA, so maybe they're just like, hey, you're super technical, talk to our tech guys. Like, you don't have to report directly to your case officer. Mm-hmm. Also, the fact that later on we find out that Inquiline has been on the run and dealing with all this stuff, like that is also something that does... I mean, yes, there's obviously danger, but the CIA takes it very seriously to try to keep their people safe. Mm-hmm. So that kind of doesn't track. Just a few little gripes there. One of the things I noticed with the engineer game, I used to work with a lot of engineers. Remember, they're like, can you guess the thing? Like, based on the dimensions or what's happening or whatever. I used to go to happy hour with all these engineers, aerospace engineers, and they would play games like that. They'd be like, I'm thinking of a thing. You have 10 yes or no questions to figure out what it is. It's like that track too. It's like, and when you're in that world, it's actually fun. Okay. Like those games actually are kind of fun when you've had a couple drinks.
Oh man, I dig. We play games like that in car and road trips with the kids. It's fun to get in and just we're gonna do something gonna make you think.
It makes you you got to think creatively, and I appreciated that they actually included that in there. And it's like, I know people exactly like these analysts, and that's what they do. So I like everything up to that point. I mean, I like that we're getting some background and all that, and then the movie makes it kind of diverges, and I guess maybe part of like my trepidation with it would be Inquiline sends this packet of data, which it sounds like they said is like a couple terabytes. The file that he downloads is like a 500K PDF that then expands into a bunch of files or something. Like, I didn't quite understand what they were showing on screen. It doesn't really matter. They did a better job than like the documentary film Hackers from 1995. With all of its hyper realistic.
It was a documentary after all.
Absolutely. Most people don't know that Johnny Lee Miller got his start, and Angelina Jolie, in documentaries.
That's right.
But yeah, he gets this file, and they warn him. It's showing that he's got a rapport with Inquiline. That like he's joking about guessing where this person is, who they are. I think you're a 50-year-old Russian man in Istanbul, who likes Turkish coffee and blah blah blah. That's whatever. But then they're like, here's all this data. By the way, be careful. This is compromising for your agency. Like, I'm sending something to you through your agency that I think could put you in danger from your agency. A little bit odd. And then he gets that. He starts seeing that there's some weird inconsistencies with documents and reports on things that have happened and orders that went out and, like, whatever. So he's kind of nervous, tells his friend Carlos, whatever. Like, I'm digging into stuff that's in a gray area. And the guy goes, we don't do gray areas. We are decidedly binary. I don't love that line, but it does seem like something that character would play, like how straightforward and deadpan that guy is the whole time. But he's just carrying on, but now he's nervous that he's got something he shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. So when he comes into work and he finds Chief Moore in his office, he's nervous. Makes sense. Like, I like that they're keeping us guessing. Is there something wrong? Why is this guy here? He doesn't go down there. And he goes, we're surprised you're in this morning, but doesn't tell him what's going on. Brings him to the director's office. I don't know if I wrote her name down. Apparently I did not.
It's kind of inconsequential.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. The main director, she is like, you need time. There was an attack in London. Your wife's been killed, all this stuff. But yeah, between her and Moore, they're telling him this. And he's like, no. They're like, she was just there for a conference. Let's call her. And they bring up footage from the news, and then, like, this is security camera footage we have of them taking her now. They're like, you need to go home, we'll handle this. And he's immediately like, you guys have to do something about this, which I like. I like that it's not a lot of him wallowing. There's, like, one night where he goes home, and he starts to go upstairs to his bedroom, and then you see him decide, like, no, I don't want to be in there. And he just sits on the stairs for a minute. Mm-hmm. And then he falls asleep in a chair, and then he's looking on the computer, like finding more information about what happened. And I like the moment where he goes over to the window and just yanks the curtains open. I take that as him being like, fuck this. I'm going to figure out what happened. Like, I'm not going to sit here and mope in the dark. And he goes...
It's time for a montage.
It's time for a montage. It's totally time for a montage. Am I... stepping on any toes? Is there anything?
No. I mean, I think that's pretty much just rolls along with it, and he kind of gets he makes a choice to do something that ends up being very unlike him.
Yeah.
He takes this information that he has that's compromising, and he tries to blackmail basically his way into
it. Yeah, it seems like at first he's trying to be helpful. Mm-hmm. He's like, look, I figured this all out. He tells these two guys, Caleb and Moore. Mm-hmm. Caleb is the guy who's like sitting off to the side, and he's like, we need to, you need to let us handle this. People will be held to account. And he goes, I don't think we've been officially introduced. What would that look like to be held to account? Like this weird...
With respect.
Yeah, it's like a chihuahua coming at you. He's like such a little guy. Like, they make him look so... I was just thinking, like, how did he ever play a Bond villain?
Because Bond villains aren't necessarily all Jaws or Odd Job.
Yeah,
like
that's true, right? But it's
which is generally what makes a better villain than just I think it's strong.
I think so too. But I think it's on purpose that they're making him look like he's determined, but he's definitely not a threat to anybody right now. But yeah, he presents this information, and they just look at him, and he's like, "You already knew this." And they're like, we'll do a comparison. What you do is very important to what we do here. Like, we're on it, but we're trying to get the whole network, not just these people. And he's like, he goes to see a therapist. You made mention of this while we were watching it. Like, at certain points, Marvel would have had a joke. Like, in the therapy session, there probably would have been a joke.
Of course.
There would have been, I don't know, a fart or some kind of visual gag out the window or whatever, because they can't help themselves anymore. But I like that they just play it. It's so weird and refreshing to see like a straightforward movie where there's no jokes. You're supposed to be taking it seriously. You're supposed to be following along with the story. I think they do a great job.
Yeah, there's only a very couple of moments to have any kind of levity like that, most of which involve the bear.
Yeah, they're almost accidental. They're just like, they're funny because of just the situation, not because it's on purpose.
And kind of almost like the chemistry between those two actors.
Yeah.
And how they're playing off one another.
And there's a scene where he causes an explosion and he's like walking away from the explosion. It's like, fuck yeah, that's like what you do, right? There's a meme about that. I don't know what it's like, an old school meme, old internet meme. But then as he's walking away, he's like, like covers his head.
It's like an explosion.
It's a little
and then
too hot, a little
there's
too
the
close.
extra explosion that comes after the explosion.
And he starts running, and it's like, yeah, that's how a person would react. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's real, or more real. But yeah, he is introduced to Lawrence Fishburne. Morpheus has left. He's been, I guess, promoted from captain of the Nebuchadnezzar to be a colonel.
CIA operative.
To Henderson.
Hendo.
He says, I am Colonel Henderson. My friends call me Hendo. You will call me Colonel Henderson. Another good line, along with...
You're late?
What was it? 3 things? Or don't ever touch me. Number 2, don't ever touch me.
That was from Pacific Rim. That was just Idris Elba's character. It was great. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, Heller gets his way because he kind of comes in with this information to these two gentlemen.
Yeah, he comes back after he finds out they're not going to do anything. And he's like, okay, well, I have this information.
And talk that there's a dead man switch. If I don't check in every 5 hours, it's going to go blah, 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 and do all this stuff. And so they kind of placate him and say, oh, we're going to, all right, well, we'll do your thing.
Yeah, but also like making fun of him.
In his face.
Yeah. He's like, I want money, a new identity, a legend to go with it. Meaning like a background, a history, all, and they're like, oh, what else do you want? Aston Martin, a jetpack? And they're laughing at him. Well, he's like
a jetpack.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does this thing and gets up on his
does
tippy
the
toes.
Thing. That's so stupid.
And he goes, I just want a fighting chance. Just very sincere, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you do this and you come ask for all this stuff and you're Jason Bourne. He's not. He's the computer guy who you keep down in the dark.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, he's one of the IT guys. He's Moss from the IT crowd.
It's so there. Part of the premise of this movie is a little bit ridiculous. I appreciate that is, but I actually like how they handle it in this movie because what he's asking for is honestly ridiculous. There's a reason that those two men treat him like that because they're looking at them like I know you can't do this. You can't do this thing. Yeah. And so we'll give him this guy, and there's this build.
We're gonna get the bear.
Yeah.
Like best you can hope for is we'll get the bear out there after him.
Afterwards, but
he should have gone to him and been like, "Hey, what are you doing for lunch?" And the bear's like, "I'm totally free." Just the opposite of what happened in the actual first scene with them. And it's like, hey, I was wondering, there's these like 4 terrorists. I wonder if you could just,
I have like literally all the information that we need to get started here.
He's like Q. I just need somebody to pull the trigger.
But I wanted to ask. So I'm paying attention to this, and he goes and starts training with Hendo. But it's for for sure indeterminate amount of time. We know it can't be like an extendedly long period of time because you're like tracking people and they're paying attention to things. But it's a very ambiguous amount. Like you don't know how long he's with them.
I did notice that because I was trying to track it this time around. Like how long is this stuff happening? Because when they're trying to figure out what he's actually done, whether there really is this data cache out there, they're like, well, he did this on the 13th and then this on the 30th or whatever. Like there are days and weeks apart from some of these events that they're looking at, which we saw in a little montage. So I'm guessing this is over the course of months that they're figuring this stuff out, that they're like tracking everything he's been doing, and they're noticing that he's been in blind spots and they don't know if he got data out how they would.
True, but that's the time frame you're talking about before he even leaves and does all this Hendo stuff.
Yeah, but it's like one of the only times that the CIA are taking him seriously is when they're looking for his data. And it's, I think, Caleb who says it. He's like, this guy, they're like, well, no, how could he have gotten it out? Like, he couldn't have set this up. And they're like, well, he has an IQ of 170. So let's be sure. And they're like, we don't know if he's really done this. And if he has done it, we don't know that there's only one.
So I really meant to look that up because I know that was a part, and they specifically make that claim.
Yeah, I don't know if IQ is used in that way.
And I mean, I feel like that number that they put out there is on, like, we're talking like an exceptionally high side. And so I would question whether or not somebody who has an IQ that is technically that high is just going to be in the data and analytics or decryption analytics side that he does, or analysis that he does. And like, he's not doing a little bit more than that. Maybe this is just what he fell into. He's really smart, and this is just what it worked out to be. But they do play that up, and they show you throughout the course of this that he's not doing anything that he's doing. He's not succeeding in any of his tasks through any sort of physical ability.
Yeah. There's the shooting scene where he just walks close. I just have to be this close. He gets closer to the target.
Mm-hmm.
And then
they're practicing at the range. That was interesting, and he's trying to shoot him in the head. Though, ask him, did we check your sight? Like, are you visiting? Did we do that first?
I really like Lawrence Fishburne in like everything I've seen him in. I mean, it hasn't been a ton, but like, he was one of the best parts of the last John Wick movie. He was fantastic in this. He's my second favorite character after John Bernthal, and he seems so natural at it. Like the way he comes into his room at the one point and is like, I can't do this. Like, I can't make you a killer any more than you can make me a code breaker. Like, it's just not who you are, and you're not going to be able to do this. Like, you don't even know what it feels like. And he loads a gun and hands it to him. He's like, pointed at me, and he's telling him all this stuff. And he's so, like, at the end of it, he's like kind of sitting on his bed in the corner, like knees up, like,
almost
I'll do it. Yeah, it's like, when the time comes, I'll do it. And he's like, no, when the time comes, you won't even know which end of the gun the bullets come out of.
Yep.
And it just feels like something a seasoned CIA trainer would say to somebody who doesn't have to be doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, he is sort of there because apparently he trusted to babysit this guy, but he also seems to genuinely care about him. And that's something that I don't totally understand, because at the very, very end, I don't know if it's hinting that there was a relationship between them all along, or just because after things are resolved, they're able to like get to know each other.
Oh, when he meets him.
But he shows back up.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and he calls him Hendo and all this stuff, and they like talk for a couple minutes, and it's like, I don't know if maybe they had this. I think it's just a respect because he showed that he could actually do stuff out in the field. But without getting into every single detail, like, it is Wronged Man. Was that the one with Gerard Butler and
oh no, that was something about the White House is burning, or
no, that's a different. You're thinking of Olympus Has Fallen.
Yes.
No, this was one where Gerard Butler's character plays like some. He's just like a father, and his home is invaded, his family's killed. It's in the same vein as like a Death Wish.
Okay.
But it's revealed that he's like this genius, and he can figure out how to kill people at a distance and make it look like an accident. And that's kind of what Heller ends up doing. Like, he finds these people, then he finds a way to get the drop on them, get some kind of advantage over them using whatever he has available. One of my favorite parts is he goes to break into one of the apartments.
Oh my gosh.
Doing some recon, and he goes up to it. It's very quiet. He's sneaking around, and then he pulls out his phone. It's like, hey guys, welcome to the Lockpick channel. Like, today we're going to learn how to pick an apartment-style lock. And at the end, like, when he's putting the phone away, it's even saying, like, if you like the video, like and subscribe for more. It's just so...
Do that here too.
Realistic, yeah. Do that, yeah. Ding that bell at whatever distance you have to. But
that's right. Here, there, wherever.
It's like, yeah, every time I needed to do something on a car that I've never done before, or like wire something, fix something, whatever, it's like you pull out your phone and you look it up on YouTube. It's the biggest reason why everybody I knew hated getting rid of the dislike button, because all of a sudden you don't have dislikes to indicate this is a bad tutorial and it doesn't work.
Didn't think about it that way, because it's one of my favorite things about YouTube. It is so handy. I could have used so much of it when I was younger to just know shit. It's great.
Yeah, it's super helpful. Like,
but that scene, it's so unbelievably ridiculous to think that, I mean, we're talking somebody who did all this work. He has 170 IQ, and you don't just memorize that little video beforehand. You can't do that. You're not of the intelligence that you can absolutely memorize everything that person says in that video before you come in.
I think the point is
to be super dumb.
For dummies like me to go, that's what I do. That's how I'd pick a lock. I'd look up a YouTube video on how to, like, the lock picking lawyer or whatever. Like, that's.
I mean, I didn't think about the director just. This is for all you dummies.
We got to make the mouth breathers feel like they could do this too.
Okay. I thought that was a little bit ridiculous. And then as far as you realize through the course of this, there are 4 individuals. You made mention of them. There was a quartet of people, one of which who happened to be the leader of the group was the one obviously who executed his wife, who he saw in stunning, like HD.
Yeah, he was like, there's no good footage of him, so I combined everything and got this like hyper realistic, almost holographic image where you can see like every pore and hair, and I know exactly who he is, despite the fact that he's wearing a hat and a face mask. And
they find him, and the only other time that
a lot of zoom in and enhance stuff.
What movie was that? That was Super Troopers.
Every CSI.
I was thinking of the Super Troopers one.
Enhance. Every CSI episode ever, there's like, I'm in. There's always stuff like that. Always the guy in the chair stuff.
But like, the gentleman who plays Schiller, Horst Schiller, that's his name.
Yeah.
So plays this guy. The only other time I saw him was in Men in Black 3. There's a character who's very important. He has something they need. He wears this hat, but when he takes it off, his head's like hollow, and he has this atom or something. He played that character in Men in Black 3, which was much better than, and like all 3 of those were great. Then don't listen to any of the other ones. But 3 was better than it had any right to be. It was really good. But that's the only other thing.
You mean the new one with?
Oh no, he was in that, and he was the other surgeon who couldn't hack it in Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
that guy. So I mean, he's not in this for very long. You most of the movie you see him like this with a hat. So
he's the one on the ship at the end. Yeah, the last guy that they're going after, and again, it's one of the scenes that I had a gripe with because they bring him onto this ship. Like, he has been scoping out where this guy is. He's found out from one of the people that he's interrogated and then killed.
Before we get into the end of, the last guy that he gets to, because this is really ultimately a revenge movie. That's really what is going on. And before we get into that, I want to talk about the fact that it shouldn't be unheard of. Like, I understand his motivation. He wants justice for his wife.
Sure.
And anybody else that was hurt by those people and what happened. Obviously, mostly his wife. But to understand who you work for, as well as the CIA, and say, yes, we understand that this is like terrible and we want to have justice for these people, but that doesn't mean that the ultimate goal of we can't go in and take out this low-level drug dealer because we need to get up the ladder to the big one.
Yeah,
who's doing the big thing.
I mean, every cop show ever has been like, we don't want to alert the top guys by taking out some of the lower guys. Right.
And somebody even mentions that to him, and he's like, as soon as you do one of them, all of them, the rest of them are going to be on high alert.
Yeah,
they're going to know. And so I like how he overrides what could just. Considering the character, it could have been very easy for him to just shut down and say, "Oh, it's a bigger picture thing, and they're gonna get him," and to just let it go. But he doesn't. That's kind of the crux of the whole thing. I really enjoyed that. Even though it was still very hard for me to care about the characters in it as much as I wanted to. I wanted to care about him
and
his heartbreak. And there were moments between him and his wife, even in the that were very good. Like the moment when she calls him before she dies, and they're just talking. He's like, but he's at work, and he's like, "Hey, I'm kind of in the middle of something." He was in the middle of he had just gotten all this data that was like compromising. It's kind of a big deal. And you don't know that you're not ever going to talk to your wife again.
Yeah.
And so he kind of puts her on the back burner and
he's just like, I got something going on. Can I call you later? And she's like, yeah, sure.
And it was part of his motivation. He's talking to the therapist and stuff about, yes, it's I blame me. And
it's just another little thing, but I like that it wasn't like a fight. It wasn't like she was upset. She was like, oh, that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I regret that I just didn't talk to her.
I just
didn't take the time. I didn't go, whatever. It's not like I regret that the last thing I said was mean. I just regret not spending more time.
And like that's, this character, he's going to have to deal with that like forevermore after this. But he gets past he doesn't take the easy route. He could say, I'm just going to let him handle it. He doesn't. So he goes and he tries to do the stuff himself. As I said, we don't know how long he was with Hendo. So he did learn some he learned some shit apparently.
Yeah.
Like he leveled up a little bit. Like
Well,
he got some
and then
experience points.
He
and,
like kept some of their training materials.
yeah.
And,
Oh, can I keep this?
Yeah,
That's like, he's doing like bomb.
He makes the
making.
pipe bomb super. Like she's not even done explaining what it is, and he's already got it put together. And I was like, "Damn, boy! Like we found something you can do."
Right, you do
And
well.
he just was
Great.
like, "Can I keep this?" And he's already walking away with it.
Yeah,
It's
she's
like-
reading. And he's like, "Can I keep
The
it?"
instructor's like, "Sure."
It's not mine. It's the government's. I don't
Yeah,
care.
she's like, "Who gives a shit?" Like
Oh.
we don't reload guns; we just throw them away and buy another one that's loaded.
That's so American Dad right there.
Probably, yeah.
So he ends up going after these people one at a time. He finds the female of the group of 4 of them first, and I think that's a very good beginning interaction. I enjoy how that went.
I like how he tries something first, doesn't work, tries again. It kind of goes to plan to start, but then it goes way off the rails.
Yeah.
And it makes it again more believable, more relatable when it's like he screws up the first time, and then it's a little bit better. Then he realizes.
Yeah, it was really interesting
like
how some of that stuff happened, how he handled it.
Well, and we're wondering like how is he staying ahead of the CIA? Like how did he get out before? How is he doing all this stuff? And then you realize they finally reveal while he's with Hendo that he has an earpiece like tucked way in here and a bug somehow that is in Moore's office. So he's hearing everything that's going on. Like it's literally in the file that they have on him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's hearing everything they're talking about. Like we have to do this, we have to search that. Like, okay, let's call Hendo and take care of this. And he's out of there. They're like, okay, he's going here. Like, do we stop him? No. We'll call somebody else to go after him. And then eventually they find the bug.
Which I don't think I understood that, because like you gave him all of those passports. As soon as you find out he's gone, something's going to pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
And so you have them all flagged. And as soon as they don't have to know what's going on. Do you think the CIA can't be like, just hold that guy for us?
Yeah.
Without any questions.
Or he's wanted for whatever.
Yeah.
He stole a car. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yep.
But I guess, I mean, there is a certain point where they've figured out that he probably doesn't have this dead man switch. And they are sending people after him, but it doesn't. You're right. The first time he travels, I think they're pretty close to thinking he doesn't have one, or he's not actually going to release this information. But it seems like they want to keep things under the radar a little bit.
Yeah,
Like, this is a little bit Treadstone in that they're like, we want to hide what we're doing from the main director because she's suspicious. She's like, oh, what is this person doing in this country? Why were they spotted near this thing that happened? We need to get some of our own people in play and see what's happening.
No, that actually makes 100% more sense now
But
when I think about it that way.
No, but you pointed out like he's traveling all over the place, and it's how? Because it was a big deal in the Bourne movies, like to travel. Like a big part of it is like we need to be able to use a car and not get caught for having a stolen car and not have that turn into a big thing. So he like pays that girl. It's the most expensive Uber ride in the world. It's like $10,000 to drive him from whatever Zurich to Paris or something like that.
So I think that makes sense when I think about it now, because if they were to do that, if they're just okay, passport stop, that's paperwork. You have to go and get them, and if there's paperwork, because she comes and asks, what's his name, the assistant director, chief
More.
So the main FBI director, she comes and asks him, hey, what's
CIA director.
CIA director, sorry. What's going on with Heller? And he's like, I guess he's still he's on leave. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But if he were to do some of those other things, I'll know there's trail to him for that. And so I think that makes the most sense as far as that goes. So again, this is why we like doing this. Kind of makes you think about things differently.
As for things that don't make sense, so I don't want to go through like blow by blow what happens, but it is really fun seeing him get better and more competent the whole time. There was a book I read when I was I had knee surgery when I was like 16, and because I'm not even gonna say what I did. I did something stupid.
You're a little shit kicker?
16.
You're just kicking too much shit?
I jumped off a gym roof. It wasn't the highest part of it, so it was fine.
Oh, yeah, totally fine.
But yeah, tuck and roll didn't help me 100%. But I had to go through physical therapy for a little while just to like regain full range of motion and everything. And while I was in that, I was reading this book called Rebel Moon. I don't know if it's related to like the movie that's come out. I think there's a video game, but it's following this character who is like a normal person, and he's living on this moon colony, I think. And then this war starts because the moon, it's basically the colonies. They're like, you're taking all of our resources, you're calling the shots, you, the major countries on Earth. Like, we're not doing that anymore. Like, we're going to have more of a say in what we do and how our resources are used. And so this war starts. And he's just a normal dude.
Okay.
Who winds up in the middle of it and, like, survives. And kind of gets, he's like, I either die or I go with this group of rebels. And it's, like, not having read it in a super, super long time, maybe it's not as good as I remember it being. I probably still have it in a box in my mom's basement or something, but I remember it being really neat to be like, oh, this is just a normal person. And you read about him becoming more and more like learning to do things and like dealing with the stress of it, and then getting actually kind of good and competent and being right there with the soldiers. And it's cool to see this guy doing the same thing, like learning to use his skills to his advantage. He's like Lex, brain beats brawn.
What's his name? It's like that Huey in The Boys. Huey.
Yeah.
Same kind of situation.
Yeah.
As this person who just kind of gets sucked into this, and you just...
It's a good way of starting a story. Like Stargate Universe was that way too. They start with a character who is totally unrelated to the Stargate Universe to pull him in, so they have an excuse to kind of give you a recap of how this universe works before they start into the story. And then he kind of drifts into being part of this group of characters.
Yeah, this journey that Heller goes on, it's not bad. I don't know. I just feel like there could have been. I was missing something. I just feel like there was something missing.
And I agree. I have a few more gripes though. The main one being, well, okay. Little one first. There's a scene where he closes his laptop and it makes a latch noise. I haven't had a laptop that had a latch on it since like 2006, probably. So that's a little odd. Laptops don't have latches anymore. Why is that the sound effect you used? Much bigger gripe. Why didn't the main guy just, oh, you caught this guy spying on us and now we're out in the middle of the ocean? Throw him overboard, please. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, like before I throw him overboard, shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
It was bad guy stuff.
And not like, oh, who are you here? Like, he looks at him like Dumbledore. He's like looking over his glasses like, who are you? Who do you represent? Why are you here? Who's after me? Oh, it's just you? Boom, over the side. Not sit here. I mean, his plan still might have happened. The stuff that he had set into motion already, like part of that might have gone through. But yeah, like sit down and have a cup of tea and I'll talk to you about this stuff and I'll actually remember your wife, which I do appreciate that he wasn't just like, it's like you mentioned before, Blight for Batman Beyond. He's like, who are you? I was like, you killed my parent or you killed my dad. He's like, do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? But yeah, I feel like there's something missing, but go on.
No, I that's one of my big gripes that I have in here too, that whereas the other three individuals that he ends up, coming in contact with, it all felt almost like it made sense more. Like he's following this girl, he finds out where she goes to this coffee shop, he tracks her, finds her apartment, takes a picture on her calendar. Oh, she's going to this place, and he researches it's an asthma place, and like that worked out really well. And then you got this other guy who's this, he's of such the ego that he needs to take over this entire
this like
cross building
area,
pool, and then the other one who's a super recluse, but obviously he's pulled out of the woodwork because you're gonna make money and sell some weaponry,
right?
So. Which was brought on by Inquiline.
Yeah, she's the one who's like kind of got some of the connections, and she's his. Oh God. Well, whatever. I'm not going to compare it to Bourne, but you know the character I'm talking about, the woman who ends up helping him.
Sure. His Oracle.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like that. It's so he works his way through, but on the last one when he finally gets to this horse shiller, like. I feel like so many things coincidentally needed to work out in order for this plan to go off the way he wants it to. And I mean, you can chalk that up if you want to, that he's really smart and he just planned this out, and he's like, I've been after you for so long now, and we're just going to assume that a few months have gone by in the course of this entire thing, since he's kind of just gotten into like he's really been trying to learn and whatever. Not that there's a whole lot of information about this one particular individual, but exactly what happens if his guy. So when he's caught, he's like at the docks, he's watching, and somebody just comes up behind, knocks him out, and then he gets taken.
Yeah.
That's a real big coincidence, assuming that you're going to get taken to the boss guy, and they're not just going to
not just killed immediately.
Get whacked.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a calculated risk, but
right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm important enough. They're going to. I mean, maybe he's thinking they're going to want to see why this Egyptian guy is following them around in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bring him on the ship. We're going to figure out what he's doing here, what he knows.
Yeah,
I don't know. You're right. There's definitely a calculated risk there. I wrote in my notes, the fact that the big bad at the end doesn't immediately shoot Charlie and throw him overboard is baffling. His plan still might have brought them into an unfortunate position for them, but Charlie would be dead. And maybe that would be too much of like an art house ending.
No, I think that almost makes sense. Like, I don't know. Would that have made me enjoy this more? I don't know, because you've got, I mean, and we're obviously going to be talking some major spoilers at this point. But Inquiline dies.
Yeah, the problem for me, and I think Inquiline's a good way to get into that, is like, you never get to know anybody terribly well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to know Carlos, the best friend, very well. You don't really know Charlie super well. You don't, like, the only reason John Bernthal's my favorite is because I like John Bernthal, and he's still John Bernthal in this, and he's the most like outgoing, interesting, charismatic person in it. You have Inquiline, who you get to know a little bit about, and they have this like scene where she's like, she comes to him, to Charlie, and she's like, this isn't a sex thing. I just want to lay next to somebody again.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, they start to cuddle a little bit, and then her KFC ADT system goes off to alert them that the Russians are there. But she's got a plan for this already. But it's like, yeah, it's a perfect example of like, you cut this thing off so fast. Like, there's not like in the Bourne movies where he's traveling with this person who's helping him and getting to know her more and more, and they have this like continued thing that's going on. It's like, well, they start to get to know each other, and then they're found, and then she's taken off the board.
Yeah, that was in that. I felt like she got kind of pulled into this. I mean, I know she was part of this world, but she got pulled into this.
Yeah,
like this was unfolding.
Like, she was like, I was keeping up with you so that I could get help from you. So now you're here with needing help from me.
And who do we? Is it the CIA who whacked her? Is that who we're assuming was coming at that point? No. Or was that the Russians?
That was the Russians.
Okay,
because Moore says, get me the station chief for the Russians in Turkey or whatever.
Okay.
Like, he definitely says something like that. Like, he's going to, like, they figure out what they are, so he alerts them, this is where your person is. I like the line where she's like, didn't you know? Falling out of windows is the leading cause of death for former KGB agents.
That was good. Yeah, there's a few moments of levity in here that are very well timed. But yeah, I felt like there was a little moment of hit you felt when she gets taken off the board. I don't know what it was. I just feel like, I think everybody who was in it, they did a pretty good job. They sold things well. I thought Rami Malek did a good job. I enjoy him in most things I've seen him in thus far. Still need to watch Bohemian Rhapsody.
He was good in that.
Which I'm just disappointed, because the person who was going to do that role before, Sacha Baron Cohen. But he wanted it to be more like the Elton John movie that came out, which was more true to life and fucked up, and show the screw up side of it.
I did read that, one of the big criticisms of Bohemian Rhapsody was that it's pretty far off from how things actually happen.
Yeah. And like, that's one of the reasons I never actually
out of order or didn't actually happen at all.
Went out of my way to see it. But when I heard, I think it was, I read an interview that he talked about that, and they just had these super creative differences in where they wanted to go with it, which is too bad. Like, if he could ever do that, like, I think he could do, like, I feel like the passion in which it sounded like he had in that interview just makes me want to watch him play that role. That would have been good. I just wanted to care more at the end of this movie. Like, that's the thing is I don't know if the idea of him dying and then all the bad guys all still getting caught and they're screwed now. If that would have made it better for me, I'm not sure what it was. I just wanted to care more.
A VW Thing. Do you remember that car?
A VW what?
Thing.
No. Oh yeah, I didn't know that's what that was called. But I've seen those. It's like a VW Jeep or something.
Kind of, yeah. A VW Thing is vehicle that has all the components that should go into a car, but something ain't right. It didn't come together well. They didn't cook it long enough. I don't know what they did. They're kind of cool and like it's like a pug. It's so ugly, it's cute. But this movie's kind of that. It's like it has all the pieces that I want. But for some reason, it just doesn't feel like it hits the way it should. And I don't know what that is. So I guess that's my conclusion is it is worth a watch if it's on something you have, if you can rent it for a reasonable price. Maybe there's like I'm sure there's not. This is probably made for streaming, but maybe there's like a director's cut or something, an extended version. But either way, that would be my conclusion. Watch it if you can get it cheap enough. But for me, it just doesn't have the impact that I wanted it to have.
Yeah, me either. And I'm actually thinking to go the other way. I'm going to go not a watch on this one. And the only reason I'm going to say that because, like you said, I agree with all that. That there are parts in here, and things that are good. The acting, some of the ideas behind it, what goes on, the revenge things that happen. But I just didn't care for whatever reason it was. And when you said something to me about wanting to, our recording originally wasn't good because we watched it, but then we
allowed too much time to pass.
Too much time. We had another one of us taking notes, and so we just weren't ready to. And we did record it, and it wasn't great. And so he's like, "Hey, I think we might want to." And then you told me, "Oh, we need to watch this again." And I just straight up said, "But I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch it again."
They're like, maybe we could watch it on. Like faster, or we like watch a recap or something.
We watched it again. We commitment, Howl against commitment for you. But if that was my original reaction, and I don't feel a whole lot different after having watched it again, I appreciated some other things, but it's okay. It's just it's not a watch for me.
It's a good audition tape for everybody in it, but not a great final product for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Maybe have you seen it? Do you feel the same way? Do you think that maybe are we missing something?
Yeah.
Like you're missing this one point that you didn't really hit on, and I don't know. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. But we enjoyed doing this. We hope you enjoyed it as well. There's a watch and a not a watch, so we're kind of 50-50 on this.
Well, it's watch,
a half
but don't pay very much for it. Yeah.
Watch if it's like on your movie.
Dude,
it's like come out on your flight.
Streaming is so screwed up right now. I know I was complaining about it to you the other day that I was listening to the audiobook of Steve Gonzalez's book, My Life with Ghosts or whatever it's called. And it's like, I'd kind of like to watch some old, like vintage now ghost hunters. And there's like 2 seasons on Peacock, 2 seasons on HBO, 2 seasons on Hulu, 2 seasons on Netflix. Like it's spread all over the place. It's like, this is why nobody fucking likes you anymore, streaming services. Like just give the I went months where all I watched on Hulu was Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about it for a while, and it's like, if it wasn't for the fact that this was like a shared family thing, I would have just paid whatever for however many months to watch a show I probably could have bought in like a Blu-ray or DVD box set on eBay for $30, $50 maybe. It ain't worth it. Unless you're using it a lot, unless you got kids that are using it a lot. I don't know, man. But like I said, if it's on something...
Kids aren't using it, though.
If it's on something...
They're YouTube, TikTok.
That's true. If it's on something you have, watch
Snapgram, InstaChat, that stuff. MySpace, whatever. Just all the whatever. What? Why you... Don't look at... Oh.
You're using elder millennial speech, and I think you're a Gen Xer. That's
upsetting. All right, so I think that's about it for us. We're in the remote location.
Yeah, I'll disclose. Hopefully you can't see anything out these windows.
If you can, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, we'll be gone by the time you get here.
That's right.
Just like
by the time any of you all see us, we'll be gone. So I think that's about it. Do all the things, subscribe, comment. Really comment. Like and subscribe, whatever. But interact. tell us what you think, and suggest a movie.
Yeah.
Anybody puts a suggestion in, we'll watch it. So I guarantee it. We'll watch it. We'll record on it. Until next time, he's been
Ryan.
And I've been
Giuseppe.
Yeah, thanks, man. Way to cover it. All right, we're out.